Hey there everyone, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I normally do world coin hunts, pulling coins from a tub. Occasionally, one of my subscribers, Captain Coinman, he drops me a nice little package, and this is my Christmas package, as he called it, my early Christmas prezi. There's a nice little mix of coins in there and a few other odds and sods. Now, I have gone through the bag very briefly just to have a quick nosy, see what's in there. I didn't want any real surprises. In the past, he sent me a large bag, I think it was about 3.5 kilos, and I pulled bundles out and I did about 3 or 4 videos worth. This little lot I'm just going to go through in one go, just so we can see what we've got. And then I'm going to be holding back on putting these into the tub. There's a lot in the tub still, so these will be added at a later date. So we've got coins. Let's zoom in. Now, those of you with an eagle eye would have noticed that there's also some other bits and bobs. There's a little black velvety pull string sort of purse, if you want to call it that, money purse type thing, and in there's a lot of odds and sods. Now this is this was the fun bit. I had a good bit of time going through these, seeing what was in there, and there's all sorts there's quite a few tokens. Now, I don't collect tokens as a matter of course, but I do keep the tokens that I find, and any that are sent to me, I hang on to them. I've got a little pot where I'm gradually building up an unofficial collection. So we've got a national transport token on that one for the value of 10, I'm assuming 10p. That one we've got, it's a Liberty Quarter, 1995. However, when you flip it over, did you see what I did then? Now these are supposed to be inverted on the other side, so when you flip it over, you're supposed to get the eagle the right way up. This one isn't. It's not a misstrike. It's actually 2 coins glued together. So you got yourself 50 cents, not 25. So there's 2 quarters there. I don't know how I'm going to get that lot apart. I probably won't bother. I'll just keep it as an oddity. What else did we have? Oh yeah, that was it. This is something I was quite chuffed to see. 2003 old round pound. So it's the Royal Crest. So when they first came out in, I think it was 83, that was the design that was on them. So this one does look somewhat damaged on the edge. I'm not 100% sure. There's some of the writing still there, but it looks like someone's put it through some sort of milling device. There's reading effects on the edge, like you get with some coins, you get the read. This one was a funny little chappy. Looks like someone's used, you can see it better on that side, an old 2p. Now, if you've ever been to, I mean, the States are a classic place for it. You visit any of the tourist spots, they've got these little places where you can put in a penny, or 1 cent, and you turn the wheel and it crushes it and it makes it into an oval, and it got the either the ride, the location, that sort of thing as a design on there. Looks like someone's tried to do that with this. Either that or they've just put it through a mangle. But the obverse with the Queen's face is completely smooth. The reverse barely shows 2p. And then we've got other bits and bobs. If you can hear any drilling, apologies, neighbours have got workmen in again. We've got this one. It's a copy, as is that one, that one. Where was the other one? There's a a couple more as well. I think they're in the main bundle, but they're copy coins. They're the sort that when you go and get a subscription to a magazine and they say replica sovereign, replica old florin, that sort of thing. This is the sort of thing you tend to get. They're very, very lightweight, and they're aluminium or tin. I mean, that is supposed to be, what's that, George? Can't quite work out which one it's supposed to be. It doesn't really say. But yeah, it's soft. There we go. I've bent it slightly. So again, they're oddities. They're interesting oddities. This particular one, I think it was this one. Yeah. It says Ferdinand, or a shortened version of Ferdinand, I think it is, on this one. It's Mexican, but it's a copy. The originals are somewhat bigger and is made of gold. This, the weight of this, I can barely feel it. Plus, I think looking at one of them, it's either this one or one of the others, the dates on it weren't correct, because you had, I think it was Philip, King of France, also Mexico at the time, in the 1800s, and then you had Ferdinand. However, the coin has got the Ferdinand date of the period when Philip was still on the throne. So yeah, someone's made a bit of a boo-boo there. A couple of bits of silver just to add to the pot for odds and sods for silver. Talking of which, there we've got the back of an old florin. Trying to work out the date, 1929. Now, florins, I can't remember what percentage they were silver. I don't think this is silver. I think this is aluminium. It doesn't feel right, but I did weigh it, and it's just under half the weight of a florin. So it could well be that it's got 50% silver. So again, that will go into the silver pot. So if I ever do get round to learning how to smelt, this will be one of the ones that goes in, just to see if we can get anything back. And then we've got a couple more tokens. Really interesting little chappies. You've got a normal gaming one there. That one's top rank. Those of you old enough will remember quite a few of the old films from the 60s and the 70s made in Britain. They were the top rank films, top rank movies. And that one is, oops, Ted Baker. And I think he is some sort of button maker or fabric merchant back in the day. There we got, come on, focus, thank you. American 5 cents. You flip it over, and again, there's something stuck to it, but this one, I don't know if you can hear that, it's like a little popper, like a button, like a key fob. That's the way to describe it. So I don't know what's going on there. Again, another oddity. And then we've got, now which one was it? No, I tell you, like, that one wasn't the button maker, this one was. It looks a lot like an old penny from George III, George IV sort of period. 1797, that's probably the easiest way to put it, where you had your cartwheel pennies and the tuppences. You also had half pennies, and this is smaller than a cartwheel penny, which is this size, slightly smaller. You can see the edges, and there we've got Britannia on that one and Britannia on this one. So what's the dealio? Well, this was made for, I can't remember exactly what it was. This was some outfitters, some button making company, and it was used as a merchant token, and it is copper, just as the penny. But if you look at the design, it's got some sort of logo at the top, looks like feathers, wings rather, and in the middle there, I can't remember what it was, I did look it up, there's supposed to be some other logo in the middle with the dates, but that is missing on this one, and that date I think was 1810, 1820, I might be wrong, I can't remember, it's been a few days since I've checked. But again, it's another nice little oddity. So we move those out of the way. Another little thing that was in the bundle, Turkish 50 lira. Not too sure what's the date on that, 1970. So that will go into my banknote collection. I've got a lot of foreign banknotes. I don't really collect them, they just happen to be in raw coin bundles, so I just add them in. The only ones I concentrate on getting are the old Imperial German stuff, the German stuff of, how can we put it, the dodgy period, and obviously all the old British banknotes as well. I've got a nice little collection of those building up steadily. So these were the coins that were in the bag. And they do vary. You've got a nice little Yugoslavia, so 1989, 100 dinara. So these are the sort of things that normally I would throw straight into the tub, but I'm just going to quickly go through some of these. That one, what was that one? I can't remember what logo, what country that was now. I want to say it was India, but it wasn't. Thailand, something like Thailand or Laos, that sort of thing. It's that style of writing anyway. It's not quite the Indian style, but it's not quite going full on Chinese, Korean, Japanese style writings. What else have we got? Oh, excuse me. 50p, 1997. Guernsey, there we go. As we saw on, I think it was the advent calendar coin from the other day. It had that logo, the lions. So there we go. So it's a 50p from Guernsey. There's some nice stuff in here. Oh, hello. What's that? Two right, oh no, 10 Reichspfennig. Oh, a mint mark. That's Berlin. Yeah, it's got the usual eagle and angry cross. Is that another one? Yeah, there's another one. What year was that one? 41 on an A. Yeah, I've got that one. There's not that many of these I don't have anymore because I've filled up quite a few wallets with these. Another 10A, and that is 1940. Yeah, a very common year, that one. And a very common mint mark. Right near the beginning of the war. What have we got on that one? Singapore, 2014. 20 cents. Don't think we've seen that one. That'd be a nice one to pop up in a coin hunt. Another 50p shape. Oh, Barbados. Now Barbados we do get occasionally pop up. 2008. Flying fish, $1. Excellent. Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff in there. Like I say, I'm not going to be throwing these into the tub. I'm going to be holding on to them. I've got a few other bundles that I've bought in the meantime. They're going to be sat there effectively gathering dust probably for a couple of months. Once the tub's gone down a bit, then I can throw them in. Two Bolivianos, 1991 from Bolivia. We've seen those occasionally. What else have we got? Oh, what's that one? Nice little bimetal. 5 pesos. Republica Dominica, so Dominican Republic, 2002. Yep, nice profile of some chappy there. Showing my ignorance again. Oh, it's an Arabic looking chap. Excuse me, I have got a frog in my throat today. Right, that date is 2013, so that's a 2013 from the Arab Emirates, United Arab Emirates, and that is 50 fils? No, 50 dirham. That's 50 dirham. I don't think we've seen that one before, so that's nice. Here's one we have seen in the past. 1929, Austria. Two Groschen. They got funny shaped twos over there in Austria. One that I did see and I did pull out and I had to look into, I've put into a post-it note just to A, keep it separate, and B, remind me what on earth it is, because they all look the same to me. Got ourselves an old Chinese coin. Now there's an awful lot of these out there on the market. You can buy them on Amazon, for example, a whole bag of them. They're supposed to be lucky coins. They're all lightweight copies and they don't bear the correct markings. So I think, is it that way round? That way round. I think it's that way and that way. And this was, see, research. One cash, a Tong Bao from the Qianlong period. It's also known as a Bu Yuan. See, I butcher languages. From 1740 to 1745. However, these are fairly common. It's only worth like £1, if that. For something that age, you'd expect, oh, megabucks, but no, unfortunately not for this one. So I'll put that one safely away. Again, just so I know what it is for the future, and if I add that into my collection, at least I know on Numista which box to tick. If you don't use Numista, it's really handy to have. Haiti, 1975. Upsy downsy. Trying to get some decent light on that, that's better. Is that 5 cents? Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité. Now, didn't we have... No, I can't remember. Did we have a Haiti coin on the advent calendar? I can't remember. Because I think I said at that point we've never seen one before, and now we've seen two. Because I remember saying you've got the French phrase around the edge, but you've got a logo, a design in the middle that you wouldn't normally associate with France. It's got palm trees and flags and I think cannon. Huh, there you go. Another big bimetal, Italian. This one is a 500 lira. Yeah, this one 1998. Don't think we've had this one before in a World Coin Hunt, but we've had similar. It's to do with the International Food Aid or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, what the full title was now, but yeah, you've got IFAD written on there. I'm pretty sure that has to do with food. It looks like you've got ears of wheat or barley on there. Some of these are really, really interesting. Others you think, one of them again. Oh dear, this one's very light. I very nearly dropped it. So that is India. Nice little square aluminium thing. We got ourselves, it says 5 cents. only that doesn't look Indian. 1978. No, it's not Indian, is it? You fool. That's Thailand, surely. Huh. But again, I'm not going to go into any detail on these. Once they go into the tub and they get pulled eventually, we can do some research then. It's a chunky beast. Spain, 1992, nope, 93, 50 pesetas. Yeah, I think we've seen these before. I think they came out as a part of a set. There's like a rolling set over the course of several years, different buildings on them. But I'm pretty sure we've seen that one before, but it's been a while, so it's always nice to see. That looks old. $0.01. Feels like copper. And that looks like the Dutch lion. Whoop. It's also very, very light. 1883. So that's the oldest one so far. It's also very, very thin. So yeah, that's a nice little find. We've seen some early Dutch stuff recently in hunts, but this is a different one again. I think we've had 5 cents or 10 cents, but this is only a 1, so that's nice. Looking forward to pulling that one out when it's proper hunt time. Madrid, 1992. European capital of culture, 200 pesetas. Juan Carlos, King of Spain. Quite a chunky beast, that one. Mauritius, we've seen this one before, 20 cents. That's a biggie. Oh, Polish, 10 zloty. Oh, hello. 1964. Looks like it's some 600th anniversary of somebody. But that's quite a big coin. I do like that. Yeah, so we've got 10 zloty to look forward to. Uruguay, 5 pesos, 2008. Is that another German? Yep. Another 10 Reichspfennig. A mint mark again. 1941. Ooh, okay. Morocco. It's got the little 5-pointed star. I believe that's generally Morocco. It's got English dates, shall we say, Western dates, 2002, and the Arabic of 1423. So that is it Santimat or Centimes? I think it was Santimat. Centimes when they were still under French rule. I know some of the African countries, North African ones, have still got French connections, so they tend to keep with, on some occasions anyway, centimes and francs. Norge, so Norway. 5 ore. God, light is terrible. 1911 is that, I think. Excellent. Another nice old coin. So as you can see, there's a nice little selection, and it's a bulk of these, if not all of them, will eventually end up in the tub. So I don't want to go through every single one. We'd be here all year. But we've got ourselves another One Deutschmark 1956. That's aluminium, a mint mark on that one at the top, so that's another Berlin. And this feels like it's going to be East Germany. Yep, there we go. Bearing in mind Germany split after the Second World War, so we've got ourselves East German, one Deutschmark. It's a big beast. What's that? Ah, Guernsey, 1950. Sorry about that, folks. Battery went and died on me. That was a bit sly. Literally, I just pulled a Guernsey 1956 8 doubles. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit more. That's better. So that's I've come across 8 doubles in the past. It's an old French currency for the islands, going back a couple of hundred years, and they've retained it. There we go, and there's the usual Guernsey 3 Lions logo. So next time you're cheering on the England football team, you're cheering on Guernsey. What else have we got? It's another Guernsey. It's got the cow on it. Threepence 1950s. That one's Arabic, and that's 250 something. Oh, there you go, 250. So it says Banque de Liban, so that's Lebanon, 2000. So that, yeah, there's 2000 at the bottom as well in the Arabic dates. So it's 250 livres, says, I think, just there, if you can make it out. That looks Israeli, quite old, probably 1950s. I can't read Hebrew, so without going away for half an hour and pouring through all the different listings for all the Israeli old coins, I'll be there all year. What we got there? One Nouveau Sol. So that is Peru, is it? Yep, 1994. See what I mean? There's a lot of stuff here that's really interesting, and stuff that you might occasionally come across, and then every so often you get one you think, well, I've not seen that one before. You've seen the country, you've seen the face value, but like this one, it's French, from, I want to say 1995. Yep, 1995. It's 2 francs, but it's one to do with whoever that is. Pasteur. I think that says Pasteur there. Yeah. So there you go. It's a nice little commemorative 2 franc. Don't think we've seen that one anyway, so that would be a nice little addition. Right, last one, because like I say, we're going to be here all year. That is a farthing, so that is a quarter of a penny, and the date on that is 1884. So there's Victoria. It's a very grotted up coin, probably just needs a bit of a wipe with a warm soft cloth. Most of that I could probably come off, but that, I don't think I've got an 1884 farthing in my collection. So again, that, even if it doesn't clean up, it will fill a gap until I can find one of a much better quality. So there we have it, folks. There's an awful lot here. That was, oh, here we go. See, I can't get away from doing these. I love these. There we are, George the third, 1788. That is copper. The real version of that is bigger and it's made of gold. I think that is probably no more than probably a gram because of the copper. And I think it's a token actually. Yes, it is. In memory of the good old days. That is a gaming token. So yeah, it would be copper, but it should be a bit bigger, I believe. I've seen these before. Either that or it's very worn down. I can still feel the reading on the edge. But so yeah, right, I'm going to step away before I start playing with any more. So like I say, this little lot, thanks again to Captain Coinman, absolutely outstanding. I do enjoy looking through the stuff that he sends through. He's got a source, a local source, and if I was him, I'd keep it to himself, because where he gets them from, he has told me it's a shop that deals with house clearances, but this shop has a very high turnover because the amount of stuff he sends, it's not a lot, but you know, it's every month, 6 weeks, he will send me a little bundle, and I am very, very appreciative, and it all goes into the tub eventually. So like I say, this little lot though will stay in the bag and be put into the tub probably in a couple of months when the level starts to go down a little bit. Anyway, that's it for now, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's just over half an hour of me waffling on as usual. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider a like, leave a comment. I mean, there's a lot of coins here that you can still see on screen that we haven't gone through. Any that you know you like, hopefully I can pull it in one of the future draws, and I shall see you lovely folks soon. Till then, take care. Cheers all.